Warning: Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So what we mean by black power is we mean to have not only black political power, but black economic power, to have a voice in the educational system, that our kids will know, not only the black kids, but the white kids should know the kind of contribution that have been made by black people throughout this country. We want to determine some of our destiny. And this is what black power means. We want to have something to say about our destiny.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, first and foremost, welcome back, my most beloveds. Let me also start out by saying I want to give a happy heavenly birthday and a B1 salute to our sister, Dr. Betty Shabazz. Much love to her and everything that she did. And may she rest well. Now, we got a few things to talk about here today, family. We got a few things to talk about. We're going to have a conversation. We're definitely going to have a conversation, and this is going to be a open discussion. I put the link to the live in the chat because when we get to the area in which we get to, I'm going to be asking a very simple question. And we're going to talk about it, and I want to know, what has the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Black Coon Caucus, the Congressional Tether Caucus, the Congressional, just name it, everything else but black. So the link is pinned. It should be pinned at the top there. And when we get to that part there, I want you guys to come on up and have a conversation with me, because what I'm going to do is show you some of the things that they've done for other people. I'm also going to show you, we're also going to touch back on some things ALC said when she was talking about pulling up to the South. The North need to pull up to the South. She said something very interesting in her statement. And I went over it again. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta bring this to the family because it was something very telling in that speech that she gave. So we're going to talk about that as well. But before we jump into it, I got a few updates for you, but we're going to start out like we usually do. A B1 salute, shalom, and much love to our sister Queen Hurricane Nisi in the building. Our good brother DSB, Rael, Boilermaker Eddie Foster, Jesse Paris, Intrigued, our good brother RBJ, our sister Angelic, Mohammed in the building, much love to you. Our sister Renaissance Woman in the building, our sister Anita Harrell, our sister Mrs. C. Phillips Davis, shout out to you. Shout out to A. McMill in the building, shout out. Our sister Honey Brown Sugar in the building, much love. A B1 salute to our sister, Miss Nisi. Thank you very much for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution and all that you do, my sister. Thank you highly. Our sister, all right. Ya Rules is in the building. Shout out to you. Much love to you. Make sure Dell is in the building. Shout out to you, my brother. Much love to you. Ramsey, the FBA, is in the building. Much love to you. Mrs. TT in the building. Shout out to you, my sister. Thank you for being here. Lunch Eyes is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. And for everybody who's not in the chat as of yet, much love to you. Thank you for being here. And all those who's going to catch this on the replay, much love. And thank you for being here. Now, I got a few updates before we get into the meat of what we're pause. Before we get into the main course, we got a few appetizers. Let's just put it like that. Shout out to Christian Wright and V for Vengeance in the building. Salute. Now, we got to start out with this. Because somebody won't be returning to Congress. Oh, yeah. Somebody won't be returning to Congress. And I think it's very apropos that we go ahead and do this for them. Family. Al Green, if that is his real name, Mr. Get on the floor and go ahead and participate in political theater. Mr. Shake his fist with his cane in the air. Yeah, Mr. Al Green will no longer be a representative. Mr. Al Green can now go home and shake his fist with his cane in the air. Yeah, you know, the guy who never really speaks up for foundational Black Americans in the way that he should, but he has no problem getting on the floor talking about Medicare and Medicaid. Yes, Al Green. It looks like you're going to be washing that perm out of your head and letting it just grow out, because the stress is going to hit you hard watching your Democratic Party crumble right in front of you. Family, I am very, very happy for this outcome. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Menifee supporter. I don't rock with Christian Menifee either. However, it is much better for me to see this old fossil who's been in that seat for years, decades even, and has done nothing for us. Yeah, I'm glad he's going home. We'll deal with Menifee at another time. So, Al, you can go home and you can sign up for your Medicare, Medi-Cal, because, you know, you won't be getting that government, medical assistance anymore. You won't be getting that health care from the government anymore. You can go home and you can go apply for your Social Security and take your little pension and go away. And let me do that in the style of cocaine. Go away. We don't want to see you ever again. Clyburn, you're next, buddy. It might not be this time around because, you know, early voting's already started and all that other stuff. But 2 years from now, my good sir, you might be looking just like your good old buddy Al here. Yeah. Let's get into this clip, shall we?
So now it has been adjusted. Our decision desk believes the vast majority of the vote is in here and has now declared Christian Menifee the winner over Al Green. This is a pretty significant development here. Okay, again, Menifee was only elected about 4 months ago. Okay, it was a special election. Previous incumbent had passed away in office, going up against Al Green here. And again, in the preliminary, this was a very close race. Menifee got 46% in the preliminary. Green got 44%. Nobody got a majority. So they went into this runoff here. And those numbers I was just showing you that have come in so far. I mean, this is the really jarring one to see. I think just in terms of where expectations were. Green won Fort Bend in a landslide in the preliminary, getting crushed by Menifee here in his home base. And again, that's Harris County. And so our decision desk is saying that long-time Democratic incumbent Al Green, among other things, if you watch the State of the Union address every year, he's often prominent there for a variety of reasons.
Not for a variety of reasons. He's only famous when there's a Republican in office, and he's famous for standing on the floor, shaking his fist with his cane in the air. That's what he's famous for. He's famous for holding up a sign that says, "Black people aren't monkeys." And of course, we already knew that. But, you know, he's famous for political theater. But continue.
But Al Green losing here to Christian Menifee. So one incumbent had to go. Our decision desk says Al Green will be that incumbent. Again, up here in the 33rd district. This is all entirely inside Dallas County. This is early vote in Dallas County that we're looking at right here. Adam, you'll let me know if we get any same-day vote here in Dallas County.
I will.
That would change this. But again, what's happening right here is...
All right. Shout out to our sister Ella in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Let me also give a B1 salute to our sister Faith Speaks Life. Shout out to you. Thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions as always, my warrior sister. Shout out to our sister Tampa Bay in the building. LaFaya in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Hot Shot Miami Flavor in the building. Much love to you, my sister. Thank you for being here, as well as our good brother JVB Boy in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. Now, Al Green's gone. It's understandable. Love it. Shout out to Cat Williams as well. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Oh, and also, hold on. Let me give a B1 salute to our sister, Miss TT. Thank you for your super chat donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold. So that's the first bit of news, family. We got Al Green up out of the paint over here in Texas. I won't have to drive by his office and never see him there. Now I can drive by the office and never see Christian Menifee there. Shout out to our sister I Am Kiera in the building, my warrior sister, as well as Robert Taylor. Shout out to you, and our sister Kelly Goodman. Much love to you. Now, the second update I want to get to here, family. The Supreme Courts have basically handed California a win. The Supreme Court has handed California a win. And Clarence Thomas ain't too happy about it. Basically, the Supreme Court has tossed out the case that Florida was bringing on California. And I believe it was also California and I believe New York as well. It was two states. And basically, they were suing these states for allowing non-citizens to gain licenses and to drive freights. So Justice Thomas was the dissenting opinion on this situation, and he was joined by Samuel Alito as the Supreme Court on Tuesday threw out a Florida lawsuit against California over allegedly issuing commercial truck driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants. Florida's launched the lawsuit after a car crash that drew national attention in the state last year, when three people died in an accident involving a truck driving by a Indian man, Harjinder, Singh. Harjinder Singh, excuse me. The state said Singh did not have legal status in the United States, and allegedly he was wrongly issued license in California and Washington. That was the other state in Washington. The truck driver is also facing criminal charges. So we're not going to get into all of that, but California just got handed that win. And I think that that's crazy as hell that the Supreme Court tossed this, but this just goes to show that the Supreme Court ain't all for Republican agendas. They're going against the Republican agendas as well. So I bring this up to say we got to keep an eye on these bastards when it comes down to this birthright citizenship. We don't know which way it's going to go because these folks have been handing wins and losses to Donald Trump and to the Republicans. So I just want to keep an eye on that. Now, let's move to the next segment, shall we? The next update. We got to go one more time. We got to do one more time. I got to play this one more time, family. Before we get to this next segment, shout out to Kelly Goodman for this statement. They did it because if they get rid of illegal immigrants, they will have to pay a living wage. Family, I'm going to be honest with you. It would seem that way, but this was a lawsuit from state to state. This wasn't even about getting rid of the illegal immigration. It was just Florida suing California and Washington for issuing these people these licenses when they don't have the legal standing to have these licenses. So, you know, it really wasn't even about getting rid of the illegal immigrants. It was about Florida trying to get paid for the negligence of California and Washington. So that's why I said I don't understand why they would toss that out. You know, I do understand your point there too. I do. But my thing was this didn't really apply to the immigration situation or the illegal invasion situation. It only applied to Florida trying to get paid for the negligence of those states. But shout out to you and thank you for bringing that up. Now, family, if you haven't heard, Chud the Builder, aka Daisy the Bendover, aka Daisy the Flower, the Fairy, the goddamn peg taker, he went back to court. And yeah, the court lowered his bond, and that's not a good thing. It definitely isn't a good thing. However, that's not what we're here to talk about here today. No. We're not going to talk about that here today. It's not about the court's lowering the bonds. Jake Lang went in there. You know, the J6er, the guy who put on the rally for white people and nobody showed. Yeah, Jake Lane went up in there and he started acting a fool. And the judge, oh yeah, hey, put him in cuffs. Yeah, we're going to make an example out of you, good sir. We're going to make an example out of you. Let's go here.
All right, for the record, Mr. Ethley is now in the courtroom with Chief Justice.
All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason.
Why you look so surprised, Jake? Oh, you're realizing that the court of law is not the streets. You don't have freedom of speech in the court of law. No, there's things called, a proper way to do things. And you don't just go into a courtroom speaking out loud. No. You don't just walk into a courtroom because you don't like what's being said in the courtroom. Then you make a disrespectful comment and then try to walk away. No, that's not how the law works, sir. At least not inside of the court. And so over Memorial Day weekend, while we was out doing our thing, cooking, sleeping, eating, whatever, having fun, cha-cha sliding, Jake Lane was booed up with some big dude named Ralph. And Ralph likes to call himself the fleece of the white people because Ralph like him some bend over too. So while we were celebrating life, Jake Lane was up in there trying to keep his butthole virginized. Yeah, Jake, it's called procedure. That's why a lawyer don't just stand up in the court of law and just speak soft freely, acting crazy if he don't like what the judge is saying. You can be held in contempt of court. And you just found out what contempt looks like. Yes, Kelly Goodman. It's the white booty bandit. Oh, wow. He's a virgin. Oh, yeah. He looks like somebody who be dressing up like Chud, in the fairy costumes. And he looks like somebody who will dress up as a prostitute for Halloween. And yeah, I know those kind of people. I've seen those kind of people. He looks like those kinds of people. But let's continue, shall we?
I don't know why, but take him into custody.
However, anybody on that side of the bar does not have a speaking role in any of these proceedings today. There's not going to be any hoopla or shenanigans from the gallery. You're going to be removed, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Can you read what?
There will be no hoopla or shenanigans nor chicanery from the opposite side of that pulpit. Do you think anybody else stood up and tried to do what Jake Lane did? I don't think they did. I don't think they did at all. Shout out to Patricia A. Jones. Thank you for being here, my sister queen. That white privilege card has expired. Check out, please. Yeah, he let them know. No shenanigans. We're done here. Not a damn peep from nobody. Let's continue.
These posts say.
The initial part says, I will defend my life with lethal force. Do not approach me with intent to threaten bodily harm.
I think it's reasonable to have.
Oh, they were reading Chud's text messages in court. Like I said, they were going to do. Oh, so Chud's prior actions and his prior texts, Twitter post, Instagram posts, got dang streaming, all that falls into the case, right? Because I say it like that because there was somebody after I did my last broadcast when I said that they could argue it's prejudicial to try to bring it into the court. However, it all ties together. It all goes to show motive. It all goes to show where this man's headspace was. And it all goes to show how this man was clearly motivated to do such things. He had intent. And now some of these very same people that were saying the judge ain't going to let that in, they're seeing that it actually was let in. Yeah. It wasn't none of you, family. I just know that there was folks in the comment section trying to make some nonsense. So much so I ended up deleting them just because I knew that they were wasting time. A bunch of big dummies. Exactly. Let's let them continue.
Have a gag order on the defendant should he make on, I guess even while he's in the jail and has his iPad or whatever, but he cannot live stream, post, or anything that indirectly or directly encompasses these offenses.
But the First Amendment is very important to a free country. Without us being able to talk about ideas freely, we can't really be a free society. Now, I mean, repugnant ideas are still protected under the rights of free speech. So people are free to go say whatever offensive things they want to say, as long as it's not calling for someone to hurt somebody else.
That's a $1 million bond with the following conditions: no weapons, GPS monitor. There will be a gag order for Mr. Easterly regarding social media live streaming about the facts or the parties involved in this case. That's going to help him as much as anything.
Yeah, Chud, get escorted back to your cell by a brother that you would have called the N-word, and you would have said he was chipping out. Yeah, now you get escorted back and forth to your one-man cell by a brother. A brother. Shout out to our good brother Antithesis in the building. Thank you for being here, my warrior brother, and thank you for your support as well. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior brother. Now, family, that's not even the part that we're here to get petty with. You see, the judge made it very clear what was going to happen here. You see, before the court case, Chud's GoFundMe was shut down. GoFundMe told Chud supporters, yeah, we do not allow for anybody to raise money to take care of such of a serious crime such as murder. So Chud was hoping to God, when he went into court that the judge wasn't going to make mention about the Give Sin Go funds. Oh, but the judge shut that down too. The judge said, yeah, that little Give Sin Go crap, you're not going to be able to use that either. So, Chud made a phone call. And he, had some things to say. And I have the phone call, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to hear how defeated Chud sounds. Oh, yeah. Let's go here, family.
While we wait for the full bond hearing of Chud the Builder and preliminary, I forgot the preliminary is going to be involved in this. We got a new phone call.
Hey guys, it's Chud Dalton. Again, I just want to tell everybody thank you for all the help and support. And they're trying to put me away for 60 years, which would be the rest of my life. So I just need you guys' help as much as possible. I appreciate all the help that you guys have already given.
Wait. We got to run that back.
Hey guys.
Hold on. I see it in the chat, family. We need it. We need it for this. Hold on, because he's going to need some amazing grace up in this place. Let's go.
It's Judd, Dalton. Again, I just want to tell everybody thank you for all the help and support. And they're trying to put me away for 60 years, which would be the rest of my life. So I just need you guys' help as much as possible. I appreciate all the help that you guys have already given. Just pray hard, man, because they're trying to take my life, truly. So I just need all the help I can.
Your call will end in 1 minute.
So yeah, anyway, and right now outside the courthouse is Jake Lang, and he's supposedly supposed to be there with like a bunch of other people. I didn't see any others, and I noticed he didn't have his gun on him, which leads me to ask, why do you not have your weapon on you, Jake? Can you not have it in front of the courthouse?
I love a shout out to this dude here. I refuse to say his name because god dang it, no. Shout out to him for that troll at the end. Can you not have it in front of the courthouse, Jake? But family, we gotta run that phone call back. Let's go.
Wait
here.
for the full bond hearing of Chud.
Support. It's Judd, Dalton. Again, I just want to tell everybody thank you for all the help and support. And they're trying to put me away for 60 years.
They're trying to put me away for 60 years. Hey, Chud, you don't sound as confident as you was sounding when you was walking down the street with your little selfie stick calling black folks the N-word. Now, do you? You don't sound as confident as you were when you was reaching for that pistol now, were you? No, it sounds like you're worried there a bit there, Chud. Is that what it sounds? It sounds like Chud, the bend over, is worried about being bent over for 60 years. Oh, if he love him some pegging, he ain't got to worry about that because he'll get 60 years of pegging. He'll have somebody chipping out inside of him. Oh, I know the supremacist is mad at this one. Phone check, fool. Oh, shout out to Swizzle's Playhouse in the building. Much love to you. And my good brother A.O. in the building. Shout out to the both of you. And our sister Cooking with Miss D. Shout out to you, my warrior sister. Family, no. Let's continue.
Which would be the rest of my life. So I just need you guys' help as much as possible. I appreciate all the help that you guys have already given.
He needs help now as much as possible. He needs as much help as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I thought you could take care of yourself, Chud. I thought you was going to be walking away a free man. Spoiler alert. Shout out to A. Jones Gross. And shout out to our sister Darlene Chestnut in the building. Oh, God. Let's let him continue.
Just pray hard, man, because...
Pray to whom? Who are you asking them to pray to? It can't be the Most High. Oh, I get it. Pray to Lucifer, the devil. You need a favor. You're willing to sell. Well, you don't have a soul to sell. Damn. So who can you run to? I'm scratching my cheeks right now, family, because I'm trying to figure out who can he call upon if he has no soul to sell. Is he asking other people to sell their souls? Well, they don't have souls either because they support Chud. Oh, geez. Oh, white Jesus? I don't think white Jesus is listening either because, white Jesus kind of put him in this position. I just got a question. Who are you praying to? Oh, the Christian nationalist. This is exactly why you don't play with the children of the Most High. I want people to notice and understand something. The Democratic Party has said absolutely nothing about this. Nobody has called this man out but us. And it took an act of the Most High to get him put right where he belongs. You don't mess with the children of the Most High. So when you say, pray for me, guess what? Your prayers go unanswered. In the very same way that the prayers of the Pharisees go unanswered. You act as if you're the children of the Father, but we know you are the synagogue of Satan. And while y'all run around here talking about Christian this, Christian that, Christian this, Christian that, when the judgment falls upon you, you're then, somebody please, please pray for me. Will you think of the children? Somebody please think of the children. Shout out to I Am Kiera. They're about to find out, church. Oh, and they're about to do it. They're about to find out with the swiftness. With the swiftness. Chud wants to drop the bar of soap. That he walks into the open shower area and just drops the bar and look around and go, oops, I think I dropped my soap. Oh man. Oh, let's continue.
They're trying to take my life, truly. So I appreciate all the help that you guys have already given. Just pray hard, man, because they're trying to take my life, truly. So,
well, Chad, wasn't you going around talking about you was going to take a black man's life? You know what? I'm wrong. You didn't say a black man. You said a black person. So now you're over here crying, saying that they're trying to take your life when you quite literally put it on TikTok, you put it on god dang X, you put it on Twitch, you put it on Kick, that was your intent. But now they're trying to take your life and people are supposed to feel sorry for you. You know why nobody's coming to your aid, Chuck? I called him Chuck. Chud, Daisy, Mrs. Bendover. Because white supremacy works better when it's silent. Covert white supremacy works better when it's covert. And all the people that saw you trying to mainstream white supremacy, they're pissed off at you. This was supposed to be a dirty little secret. But because of people such as you, white supremacy is on full display. And so because of people like you, there's no way to say it doesn't exist. Oh, you're just imagining things. Oh, we're all equal. So even if you don't get 60 years, you're going to get some time. You're going to sit down and you're going to think about what white supremacy is supposed to be. Exactly, Cooking with Miss D. They're pissed off at him because the cat is out of the bag. You cannot really defend this. Exactly. He made the block hot. And what happens if you selling drugs in the community and somebody's fighting in front of your goddamn your trap house? You're going to go out there and you're going to clear it out. Hey, get that shit away from here before I go ahead and hit you with these boom bops. You get what I'm saying? Over here trying to make the block hot. This is what Chud the Builder has done. And the Nabiscos don't like that whatsoever. You see, that's the thing about the system of white supremacy. And shout out to Neely Fuller Jr. Even the Nabiscos, the newer Nabiscos, don't understand the system of supremacy, how it works and how it operates. So everything they think they know only confuses them. We're the only ones that really understand this system. Let's continue.
I just need all the help I can.
Your call will end in 1 minute.
And I just wanted to play that part right there just because it makes me smile. Your call will end in 1 minute. So hurry up with your bull stuff. But family, that wasn't the only call that Chud the Bussy made. No. Apparently, he made a phone call to Aiden Ross. Oh, once he found out that he could not use those funds, he could not access those funds. Oh, he called Aiden and he started begging Aiden, man, look, I need your help. I'll fight for free. And this is why I did not support that goddamn fight with goddamn Ray J in it. I don't care who supported it and who liked it, who thought it was cool. Because Aiden Ross was the one putting it on. A known anti-black racist. A suspected white supremacist. So now he done made all that money from the fight. And you got another known white supremacist calling him for help. If y'all want to see Ray J fight, put the money together and give it to him directly. And let him go out there and fight, and you'll have entertainment. But don't freaking put money in the pocket of the white supremacists so they can continue their white supremacy. I'm not even blaming Ray J, to be honest with you. I know Ray J probably needed the damn money. To be honest with you, I really don't care what the situation is. That's just a situation I would not support ever. I stopped watching. I was a big WWE fan. But every racist trope fueled the next. And I had to step away from it. Because I couldn't in good conscience support, whether it be in WWE, whether it be in AEW, or anywhere else. I couldn't support them because of the way that they treat their black wrestlers. I remember, god dang it, I was speaking to KG. I was on KG's panel. And he was saying after the elections, this was a little bit before the elections took place in 2024. And he was saying after the elections, you know, I'm going to have a broad range of different content. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about, and I told him I'm excited to actually talk about wrestling with you because, you know, I really don't do that too much. And then within the same goddamn week, AEW was called out for being racist. WWE was called out for being racist once again. And I said, okay, enough is enough. As much as I love the sport, I cannot support this any further. And that's how we should be with any sport or anything that's being led and ran by a supremacist. I don't watch football because of it. I stopped watching basketball because of it. I don't even have a sport to watch at this given time because I can't find one that is not biased towards blacks in their sport. I can't watch a movie that gives me that feeling. This is why I called out Is God Is. And I'm glad it's bombing. I couldn't go watch The Color Purple. I couldn't go to see it on Broadway nor watch Color Purple in the movie theater. I don't like to watch any slave movies regardless unless the slaves come out on top. This is just my thinking. I'm not saying everybody got to think like me, but I'm saying that at some point, people have to put it on the table what they're willing and not willing to accept. And understand that what you're willing to accept from these people fuels the next racist thing that these people do. Now, let's get into this phone call with Aiden Ross, shall we?
Dalton, Chud, if you can get me out, help with the bond. I cannot access my funds until I get out of here because no one has access to any of my gifts in Go or my crypto wallets, etc. I have to get out of here so that I can get verification processes to get into all of these funds. I will fight for free. If you can help me out to post bail, I will fight for free. I will do whatever it is you want to do, bro. I need somebody with big money who can throw down, who can support me.
Oh, Chud. He said he needs somebody with big money to throw down and support him. He said he's willing to fight for free. He said he's willing to do anything. Is that including bending over and touching your ankles, Chud? Oh, that's happening for free in jail. Okay, I get it. No worries. I get it. I get it. Yeah, family. So that's what happened right now with Chud the Bussy, the Daisy the bend over, Daisy the peg taker. Somebody's chipping out in Chud right now. Chud is becoming a sugar baby. Oh man, this is hilarious. He's like, look, when whoever dropped the dollar, I'll drop these draws. Oh, family. Shout out to our sister Brooke in the building. Much love to you, my warrior sister. Please drop the website once again, and family, make sure that you send those emails. Please and thank you. Now, let's move on to the next. He's calling Obama and Biden. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know, hey, Miss D, you know he in there getting his hair braided too. They want him to look more like a femme, so you know he's in there in the mirror braiding his little hair in pigtails. He calls himself Pippi Longstockings. Oh, family, I'm going to pin that to the top right there. All right. So we got to get to the next segment because we're almost done with the updates here. Then we'll get into the conversation about the CBC. Family, have you noticed that there's been a bunch of different churches coming out apologizing for slavery all of a sudden? Yeah, there's been a bunch of different churches coming out apologizing for their role in slavery. I want to take you here first and foremost. This is the Church of Scotland.
Once again, a very big welcome to this particular platform, Penas TV. Now, we've been speaking about this particular issue, slavery reparations. Obekaya, a few months ago, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he went to the United States of America, where the UN headquarters is situated. No, Namani is simple, and what he sent there was a simple message: said the colonial slavery mentality, and how Ghana colonialism, some many centuries.
Family, I understand. We're just gonna have to grin and bear with it for a second.
Trees ago, no, affected Africa for not just Africa, it has also affected and depleted the resources. No, yes, we can, and because of that, no, Ebeyanka, UN for more adopt BB Abroni Becca's reparations and slavery reparation resolution. I say, okay, slavery now, na bro for no Ebeya Africa, no, said you omit to your resources, and we've lost a lot, and because of that, so we need to call it slavery itself, no, is the biggest crime against humanity. Now, me no Casa Sabri, no, this particular resolution, no, we say, Mama Koi in your pass. But a remarkable thing which have happened over the past few days, the Church of Scotland or Maba Outer or more parties say they want to.
Family, believe it or not, this is the English version. All right, so we're not going to play the rest of that because I don't want to submit you guys to having to listen to that for another 6 minutes. But you get the point. The Church of Scotland has officially apologized for its role in slavery. And they're not the only one. Shout out to Troy in the building. Much love to you. As well as Rooted in Power, Southern Breeze. And A. Jones, much love to all of you. And thank you for being here. They wasn't the only one. So as of right after that, here comes Pope Leo apologizing for the Vatican's role in slavery.
Jacqueline Alina, this is one of the ways that we are seeing Pope Leo stand out, both in the issues that he takes on and the language that he uses. In this case, talking about the institution itself in a way that it hasn't been talked about before.
1 year after Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was announced as the new pope, Pope Leo is releasing a document setting him apart from his predecessors. Other popes have released papal writings called encyclicals, but Pope Leo's message on humanity and artificial intelligence also addresses the church's culpability for slavery in a new way.
It's different from what we've heard from previous popes in that.
Family. I don't know who this woman is, nor do I care. They went and found the first black person they can, the first melanated person, because I don't believe she's Black American. And I'm going to be honest with you. They went and found the first melanated person that they could to speak up on why this is a good thing and why is it so different.
What Pope Leo has done with this document is invoke the church as an institution.
Dr. Tia Noel Pratt is special assistant to the vice president for mission and ministry.
When has the church never been an institution? Can somebody tell me when the Vatican was never considered an institution? When the Vatican was quite literally considered the head of the world at a time? What do you call it if not an institution? I'm kind of confused. What do you call it if not an institution when quite literally they used to run the world? And in some areas around the world, they still do. The Vatican is a sovereign nation. It's a nation within a nation in the very same way that Washington, D.C. is a nation within a nation. Washington, D.C. is a sovereign piece of land. In the very same way that the Vatican is a sovereign piece of land in Italy. So what do you call it?
at Villanova University.
Is there something that held previous popes back from going as far as he did?
When we talk about, particularly when we talk about racism, it is what happens most frequently is leaving that conversation at an individual level.
She says that difference matters.
He has taken this conversation to the next level and taken it to the institutional level, which has not happened before. And because of that, it is truly impossible to overstate the importance of what has happened with this document today.
The Pope's document saying in part, quote, neither can we deny or diminish the delay with which both society and the church came to denounce the scourge of slavery. Pope Leo also apologizing, saying, quote, it is impossible not to feel deep sorrow when contemplating the immense suffering and humiliation endured by so many in stark contrast to their immeasurable dignity as persons infinitely loved by the Lord. For this, in the name of the church, I sincerely ask for pardon. Pratt says Pope Leo's words can also create a new level of conversation within the U.S. Catholic Church.
What happens in schools, what happens in Catholic higher ed, what happens where do we see churches closing and parishes reorganized? What communities are most deeply affected by these changes that are being made on a fairly regular basis?
Now, in the document released, Pope Leo also said human trafficking, quote, must be recognized as a contemporary form of slavery and a grave violation of human dignity. Now, he said that failing to respond firmly or tolerating it is to become complicit. I'm Lauren Make, NBC 10 News.
Very powerful words. Thank you, Lauren.
Now, family, y'all know what I'm going to say. You know what I am going to say, because many of you have already said it in the chat. Many of you have already said it in the chat. And I want everybody to understand foundational Black Americans' position. We don't give a damn about no damn apology. No. Because everything that you guys got from slavery, each and every one of you, everybody who participated was monetary. Everybody who participated in the slave trade received monetary benefit from the slave trade. A goddamn apology is not tangible, nor is it acceptable when you've been stealing labor from people for decades, for centuries. I don't give a damn about an apology. And family, my question would be, why are they just now coming to the conclusion that they need to be apologizing? Well, let me tell you. Let me explain. Right now, the Most High has been showing up and showing out for us in a way these people have never seen before. If we're noticing it, don't you think that the people of the church is noticing it as well? Oh yeah, just understand that karma can only be diverted if we say so. If we give permission for the karmatic effect of what happened to us to divert somewhere else, guess what? It's going to divert somewhere else. So not only are they trying to get in front of it because we got the reparation situation popping off, but they're trying to get in front of it because the karmatic balance must be upheld. And everybody is catching the heat from the Most High when messing with us. This is what's really going on. So they're trying to not just apologize and get in front of it because of reparations. They already know reparations is owed. They already know reparations is due. But you got to understand how much they see the Most High moving right now. So these people are spooked. They're trying to find a way out of their karmatic effect. That ABK ain't going nowhere. Because you guys have not made a real repentance. When you go to the church, especially if you're Catholic, when you go to the church and you go speak with the pastor of the church in a Catholic church, when you do confession, you must confess and you must repent before you can be forgiven. The Pope hasn't even explained what he's actually confessing to, what he's apologizing for. And in order to repent, we get to tell you what it is you must do to repent. In the very same way that the pastor in confession will tell you what you need to do in order to be forgiven, in order to repent. The pastor will tell you you need to do 100 Hail Marys. The pastor will tell you that you need to anoint thy head and clear thy mind and pray 15 times a day before you can be forgiven. This is what's happening here. But the issue is now, it's not us going to the confession. It's them. And because of the fact that they cannot even confess to the situation at hand, they can't even say what they're apologizing for, their role in it, all the way through. Break it down. They can't do it, and they won't do it. So no forgiveness can come about. There's no forgiveness. There is no pardon as he asked for. You will not be pardoned whatsoever until you repent and you actually do what we tell you to do to be forgiven, which is cutting those damn checks. Oh, yeah. Everybody who participated owes foundational Black Americans a check. And there will be no forgiveness until y'all make yourselves humble enough and honest enough to say what's really going on, what really happened. And this is the reason why we're putting X amount of billions of dollars behind it. The Bible says, if you owe a man, make sure you pay him. And there is no greater person who should be listening to what the Bible says than the Pope. Now, I must bring this up too. Because a group of people did come out and forgive him. And y'all already know who the hell it was. Ghana welcomes Pope apology over Catholic Church's role in slavery. Ghana does not speak for foundational Black Americans, nor can they speak for foundational Black Americans, nor can they speak for the children of the Most High, which are foundational Black Americans. You see, somebody who participated in the slave trade accepting the apology of someone who actually started the slave trade, yeah, that's not going to get your karmic effect taken away from you. This is like two bank robbers robbing a bank. And one of the bank robbers gets caught. And he gets into court and he starts crying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the role that I played in robbing that bank. This isn't who I am. I am truly a good person. I'm a good person. And then the other person that helped you rob the bank gets on the news and says, well, I heard his apology, and in honor of the bank, I'm going to accept his apology because it was very sincere. It touched my heart to see him taking accountability. That's what's happening here. You're having two people who have been robbing us, who has robbed us, one apologizing and the other accepting it. I want you to understand that's not going to get your forgiveness. You will still be a target. Whatever comedic effect that is out there waiting on you, you best be believing it's still there. And it ain't going nowhere until all of you, each and every one of you, cut the damn check. Ghana came over here, played on our ancestors' top out in New York, and shout out to our sister Brooke, Melrose, Mike, our brother Divine, and everybody else, BX, everybody that was out there as opposition. Then they went over to the UN talking about reparations for them. And then they went home to a flood. And a couple weeks after that, there was another flood. And then a couple of weeks after that, there was a fire. You would think the Ghanaians would take heed to what the Most High is trying to tell them. You need to sit your ass back and shut the hell up. You need to stay out these people's business. But no, Ghana continuously keeps trying to throw themselves into our business. So let the Most High's will be done on earth as it says in heaven. You're going to be dealing with this for as long as you want to. Shout out to our sister Key Prince in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. As well as our sister GG in the building. Much love to you. And Pink Blue in the building. Much love to all of you. Yeah, family, this ain't the lick. This ain't the move. Exactly. Ghana trying to finesse. And you know what Ghana's going to try to do next? They're going to try to go to the Vatican and say, well, since you apologize for slavery, can you go into that Vatican vault and get all of our things that you guys have stolen from Africa all these centuries? That'll be our reparations. And then there's going to be some big press conference where you have the Pope talking about, yeah, we did these things. It's time to pay reparations. And we're going to be giving back all the artifacts that we stolen from Africa. And right when that happens, you're going to hear all of the foundational Black Americans stand up and say, hey, check this out. If you're paying reparations, it should not be to them. If you're cutting the check, it needs to be an actual check, and it needs to be to us over here, not to an African. You can cut the check to foundational Black Americans. You can cut the check to Caribbeans, and you can cut the check to Brazilians. But, you know, those folks don't know how to act. So I'm not going to stand up and voice that. I'm just going to stand up and voice for foundational Black Americans. But technically, if you want to cut the check, these are the people who are owed. Africans are not owed reparations. Well, at least not for the transatlantic slave trade. And it's going to become a big situation where the Pope is either going to have to address it or he's going to have to shut the hell up. And then you're going to have all the Africans online talking about, look at that VA, they're so divisive, they're so divisive. The Pope was about to give reparations without mentioning the fact that they're going to cut us out of the reparations to begin with. Yeah, we're taking all. We're not playing with you folks. At the end of the damn day, reparations will be paid, and it will be paid to foundational Black Americans. And everybody who's trying to get in our way, may the Most High's will be done. Now, I saved that update for last because it ties right on into what my question of the day here is. Who's representing you? Because the CBC is quite literally responsible for these kind of people thinking they can speak up on our reparations. Kilager Dove, working with the African Union, is the reason why these people think that they can actually have a say in our reparations. So, I'm going to once again put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come up. You don't have to do it right away. You can do it one at a time or throughout the broadcast. You can come on up and answer the question. What are they doing for us? Because I'm about to get into a lot of the stuff that they're doing for other people. Before we do that, let me give a B1 salute to Claude Nilly Francis Amos for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior brother. The only apology that FBAs will accept is a check. Cash repair. Reparations only. The system of white supremacy tries to keep Black people in a perpetual state of want and confusion. Dr. Claude Anderson, shout out to you for that, your donation, and shout out to you for that statement, my warrior brother. Now, exactly. Shout out to Earth in the building. Much love to you. Earl, excuse me. Give me my money. It's like a, what is it? It's my money and I need it now. That's what it is. Shout out to Shar in the building. Much love to you, as well as our sister M. Flower Noy. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Now let's get into the CBC, shall we? I want to play this clip and we're going to dive into it.
So the question you have to ask yourself is, why are you still making excuses for what is going on now? It is clear as they are kidnapping citizens not too far from here and around the city and country. as they are literally telling black people you cannot afford to live in New York City, so move down south where you can't vote and you won't have representatives. This is actually happening in this America. But I am proud to be a part of the better America around me that always fights back. And the purpose of this press conference is to make sure our brothers and sisters in the South know we stand with them, because we know that where you go, we will be coming shortly. In 3.5 years, my term is over. And I would love for people to remember my name, but I'm not sure that they will. And I want my daughters to be able to say that their father did everything that they could to bring them a better country, so that they will remember my name and pass it down to their children saying, this is what your father, this is what your grandfather did. So all I want you to do is whatever you can. If you can fly, then fly. And if you can run, then run. And if you can crawl, then crawl. And in your last steps, take the baton of justice, light it up, and point the way so that my children can take it up and say, job well done. We got it from here. We got this. Peace and blessing, love and light to you all.
All right, family, I wanted to play that. I had to play that because I want you to see how these people are out there still talking about nothing. That man said a lot, but didn't say anything at all. Have you ever talked to a person and you're trying to get a direct answer out of them and they just go on this diatribe? It's just all over the place. And you're like, okay, what? You didn't say anything. I asked you a specific question and you just ain't saying nothing. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. A bunch of people who's getting out there babbling, exactly, babbling. Brooke said he always does that. He said he wants people to remember his name, but they probably won't. Maybe because you're not doing anything for people to remember you. What have you done for the black community out there in New York? And I see you got Jamal Bowman standing behind you. What did he do when he was in office? You know, it's very telling when these people get up here and they babble for 15 minutes and then they talk about passing the baton. You're passing the baton of what? There's nothing on the baton. There's nothing that baton represents when it comes to foundational Black American communities. Unless you're talking about bootlicking, tap dancing, and standing for a bunch of damn illegal aliens. I want to show you all the baton that these people are talking about passing. I want to show you all some of the things that they're talking about passing the baton on. I want to start with the Congressional Black Caucus. This is directly from their page. Protecting the homeland, the motherland, and the African diaspora. When it comes to the conflict at home and abroad, especially in Africa and African diaspora countries, it is important to come to the aid of those in need. And the CBC has a history of doing this that begins with helping to end apartheid. This history has continued to work to address the genocide in Darfur, extend temporary protection status for, excuse me, family, I was getting my burps off, for Liberians escaping civil war, and coordinate disaster response efforts with U.S. aid and the American Red Cross in the aftermath of the Haitian earthquake, amongst other efforts. Family, we went through a hurricane not too long ago. Black folks were hit the hardest. And the Biden administration was giving Americans $750 while they were sending billions of dollars to Haiti for earthquake relief. Make that make sense. The CBC Foreign Affairs and National Security Task Force continues to build on this history by fighting for funding and other resources to address famine in Africa. Let me reread that. The CBC Foreign Affairs and National Security Task Force continue to build on this history by fighting for funding and other resources to address famine in Africa and rebuild and revitalize Caribbean nations ravished by natural disaster. What about foundational Black American communities that's been ravished by government intervention, that's been ravished by economic depravity? Tell me, what have you guys done for us? I don't give a damn about what you're doing for Africa. Nobody should be getting nothing outside of these Americas until foundational Black Americans are made whole. Let me say that again for the people in the back. There should not be nobody outside of this country gaining any type of funding and resources until foundational Black Americans are made whole here in a country that has deprived us. There are laws on the books till this day and the CBC ain't saying nothing about it. The CBC ain't out here pushing for funding for the Black community. They're not out here pushing for resources for the Black community. The CBC is telling you to vote to save their jobs, to march to save their jobs, while they're in those seats fighting for people who are outside of this country. Make it make sense. I've dropped the link. I want any other Democratic shills to come on up and have a conversation with me. All the people who say that we're agents, all the people that say that we don't know nothing about politics, all the people that say that we're sitting here just following Tariq Nasheed as if we can't pull this stuff up. I want you to come up and have a conversation. Come and converse with me about these things. I'm giving you an open opportunity. I'm going to continue to drop the link in the chat because I want you to be able to see it as many times as you need to see it. I want you to come on up and have the conversation. My viewership dropped down by 40 people right when I said that right there. Was that 40 shills who didn't like the fact that I'm asking you to come on up and actually you stand on this? These are the people that you're telling us we got to fight for. Come on up. Shout out to Only Us in the building. Much love to you. Tariq ain't our leader. The code is. Exactly. The facts are. We're bringing you the facts. This is why many of them can't stand foundational Black Americans. We don't stand on emotion. We stand on facts. Shout out to our good brother Damon Reeves in the building as well. My warrior brother, as well as soulfully sowing seeds. Much love to you. And thank you for being here, as well as a kindred in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here as well. And salute to Jake Time. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And JM Entertainment, JMV Entertainment, shout out to you. Let's continue, shall we? The task force also support policies that make us safer at home. Then why isn't there an anti-Black hate crime bill? Why is there no hate crime bill for Black Americans? If you say you support policies to make us safer at home, where's that policy? What is the policy in which you speak that you claim to support? Shout out to Infamous in the building, as well as Thelma Woods. Shout out to you, my warrior sister. I was just almost about to play the dang drop one more time just to see Thelma dancing. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? The task force also supports policies that make us safer at home, such as combating xenophobia that is counterproductive to our national security. Family, I got to read that again. The task force also support policies that make us safer at home. When I ask, what are those policies? It immediately goes into something that is asinine, such as combating xenophobia that is counterproductive to our national security.
Nigga, please.
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning, Admiral?
Family, somebody please explain to me what is more rampant in this country? Anti-Black hate crimes or xenophobia? Don't worry, I'll wait. Because all the FBI statistics talk about the hate crimes that foundational Black Americans have to go through. We deal with xenophobia and nobody says nothing about it. All of a sudden now xenophobia is counterproductive to our national security.
Nigga, please.
I just have to drop it again. Supporting our veterans and military families and fully funding the Federal Emergency Management Administration, FEMA. You mean the same FEMA that you guys use to give funding to all these damn illegals, and then when actual natural disasters happen, they were out of the funds? The fires happened in California. FEMA was broke. The floodings, the hurricanes that happened in the Mid-South broke. Every situation that we needed FEMA for, FEMA was broke because they was giving the money to a bunch of damn illegals. This is your CBC. So I asked the question once again, who's representing you? I can tell you what the CBC is doing. Y'all remember where they took a trip down to the Caribbean, taking millions of dollars to them? And they went under investigation of it. This was a year after Obama got into office. And we're not going to read all of this, but we're going to read some of it. An investigation into a trip taken by members of the Congressional Black Caucus is triggering a backlash against the Office of Congressional Ethics. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi signs ethical proposal. The CBC members frustrated at what they perceived as an accusation by a conservative group that's been blown out of proportion. Last week formed a working group to look at the taking on family. I'm over here burping and all kind of stuff. Excuse me. Where was I? Frustration at what they perceive to be an accusation by a conservative group that's been blown out of proportion. Last week formed a working group to look at taking on the 2006 resolution that creates the OCE. We might need to revisit that law, a source said. While the dealings of both the OCE and the House Ethics Committee are confidential, the OCE appears to have referred allegations about the trip to the Caribbean islands to the St. Maritime to the full House Ethics Committee, which has begun investigation. So yeah, I can tell you what they were doing there. I can also tell you what they were doing when it comes to Haiti. Biden administration to give Haiti nearly $110 million in security aid. Let's get into some of this. The Biden administration will award nearly $110 million in security and policing assistance to Haiti. To Haiti. Not the foundational Black Americans who needs that $110 million. To Haiti. A U.S. State Department official told Reuters, a move that bypasses a months-long hold on the funds by Republican lawmakers. So funds was being held back from by the Republican lawmakers. And when they got the grip of the Republicans' hands off those funds, the first thing they did was send it over to Haiti. Make it make sense. Foundational Black Americans has been calling for policy reparations, an anti-Black hate crime bill. And they gave the hate crime bill to Asians. They gave policy to illegals. And they gave $110 million to Haiti. Do you see where I'm going with this? Who's representing you, though? The official, speaking on background, said the Secretary of the State, Anthony Blinken, made the decision following more than 100 briefings to Congress by the State Department, and that the Biden administration remained committed to working in close consultation with that body. What about foundational Black Americans? The people who got him into office. Oh, that's right. He told those bootlicks that you're going to have to work with Hispanics. The security situation in Haiti remains untenable due to violence perpetuated by violent gangs. And the people of Haiti cannot wait. What about the people of America? What about the people who built America? The funds include $95 million for security mission support and $15 million to the Haitian National Police to encounter gang violence. Imagine if $15 million went into Black communities to counteract gang violence. Imagine if $15 million was invested in the Black community using trade programs, after school programs, daycare program. Imagine how better off the Black community would be. The Biden administration chose to override the hold I had in place on the U.S. taxpayer funding for the ill-conceived Haitian MSS, Multinational Security Support Mission, is extremely disappointing. Senator Jim Risch, the top Republican on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said in a statement. Risch, I'm going to just go with Risch, and Representative Michael McCall, the representative of the Republican chairman of the House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee, said in March they had put holds on funds to Haiti because they needed a lot more details before approving them. The State Department said, at the time it was engaging with Congress to get approvals for the funds, seen as essential for the development of Kenyan police in the Caribbean nation. The money was crucial. It was essential, they say, for the deployment of Kenyan police in Caribbean nations. Where sprawling gang violence has cut off food supplies and forced hundreds of thousands of people from their homes. You mean like the Black homeless in Los Angeles on Skid Row? The Black homeless out there in New York? The Black homeless here in the South? I digress. Leaders of the Foreign Relations Committee have approval power over the money. But the administration can override, let me say that again, but the administration can override, one more time for dramatic effect, but the administration can override their holds if it decides the situation is extreme enough to warrant going ahead. Who's repping you? It's just a simple question. Who is representing you? I want to bring you here. Black lawmaker seeks more disaster aid for Virgin Islands. Members of the Black Caucus are pushing for a trip to the Virgin Islands to assess the damage there and draw attention to the plight of the residents still struggling in the wake of two major hurricanes. What about the plight of foundational Black Americans who are still struggling in this country? I'm just asking for a friend. We think that it's important for people not only who are on the ground to see the cavalry coming, but it's important for us to go down and independently assess the needs of the people. Translation, send us out there on our next vacation. Representative Cedric Richmond from where? Louisiana. Chairman of the caucus said Thursday before a House vote on a disaster aid bill. The House approved a $36.5 billion. Let me say that again. $36.5 billion disaster aid package that includes $18.7 billion for the Federal Emergency Management Agency Disaster Relief Fund, Republican Representative Trent Kelly was the lone no vote from Mississippi, a state that received billions in federal aid after Hurricane Katrina. We know natural disasters are going to happen, and we should help those in times of need. But Congress has got to put in place processes that allow us to better prepare for them. Congress has to budget for natural disasters and make sure that the spending is offset instead of irresponsible adding to the debt with no process for getting excessive spending under control. Family, who's representing you? Who is in Congress representing you as a foundational Black American? We see what they're using their seats for. We see what they're using their seats for and whom they're using their seats for. But they're coming crying to us, begging us to keep them in office. This is your Black representation. Let's go here. U.S. foreign assistance to Latin America and the Caribbean. This is in 2025. This is 2025. This is last year. They fight for these people so hard, they were able to get it appropriated into a whole different president's budget. For fiscal year 2025, the Biden administration requested $2.2 billion in foreign assistance for Latin America and the Caribbean under accounts managed by the State Department and the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. That total is $161.9 million above the estimated amount allocated for the region for 2023. The administration for fiscal year 2025 budget requests also including $52 million for the Inter-America Foundation, an independent U.S. agency that supports grassroots development in Latin America and the Caribbean. Who's representing you? Let me put that link in the chat one more time in case we got a couple of Democratic shills up in here who wants to answer the question. Who wants to answer the question? Who is representing you? I'm taking the time to break this down. And I want one of you Democrat stooges to come in here and have this conversation with me. I'm begging you, please. Show the world the people that you put on the cape for and the logic behind you caping for those people. Let's continue, shall we? Similar to prior years, the administration budget, hold up. Got our sister Miss Nisi in the building. What up, my warrior queen? Sister, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I am blessed and highly favored by the Most High, as is FBA worldwide.
Yes, ma'am.
As you have been bringing the information to the family, Foundational Black Americans do not have not one sorry ass soul in the Coon Caucus, Heather Caucus, representing us. FBA represent themselves, and we are speaking loud and clear. So, in short, I will leave with this. Fuck all them motherfuckers. May they all lose their jobs. Fuck them. Be blessed, baby.
Fuck Jesse Judge.
Shout out to our sister Hurricane Nisi. See, that's why she's the hurricane. You know what I'm saying? I might have to, and take the hit when she comes up and play the song. Quiet storm blowing through my mind. Because Miss Nisi will float in this mug and blow right through this bitch. Shout out to our hurricane sister. Family, she ain't lie. She ain't tell not one lie in anything she said. I'm waiting on some of the bootlicks. I'm waiting on some of the tap dancer, the shills to come into the room, the Roland Martin supporters, the DL Hughley supporters. Where are all these people when we're talking about policy? Where are all these people when we're putting numbers to this? They can't be found. And for all those who can't be found, just know we know what you are. Excuse me, we know that we know who you are. And you know that we know who you are. But let's just remind them, shall we?
You's a cool nigga.
Now let's get back over here. Because like I said, I'm bringing numbers here today. We're going to have some conversation. We have to converse about this. Similar to prior years, the administration budget proposal for the regions prioritizing funding for regional initiatives in Central America and the Caribbean and bilateral assistance for Colombia, Haiti, Mexico, and Venezuela. The administration requested at least $632.6 million to continue implementation of the U.S. strategy for addressing the root causes of immigration in Central America. $413.3 million for Colombia. Primarily to support counter-narcotic efforts. Family, I just had to laugh when I seen counter-narcotics because we've been having these people bringing in drugs for decades. And you're paying them not to bring in drugs? And they're still bringing in drugs? Somebody make that make sense. The math ain't mathing. Shout out to our warrior brother, Christopher Ellis in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold. And I appreciate your contribution as always. And salute right back to you, my warrior brother. Yeah, family. Yes. We're starting to see where all this money is going, where our reparations money is gone. We're seeing where our reparations money is, where it's been tossed, where they could have been giving all this money to us, fixing America. Instead, they're down in the Caribbean and in Africa spending our money all freely. This is taxpayers' money. $356.7 million for Haiti to restore democratic institutions? What the hell does that got to do with America? Improve security and address basic human needs. What about the basic human needs of foundational Black Americans? I know, family, I sound redundant. I keep asking the question, but if I do not hammer this question in there, the shills will continue to shill. These are direct questions that's putting policy to funding, and none of that policy or funding is coming to us. And we got to talk about it, family. We got to. For one reason and one reason only.
People know exactly what they're doing until they get exposed.
And this is the best disinfectant. Sunlight. Oh, yeah. The sun is shining. And shining hard. $109.7 million for Mexico, mainly to combat illicit drugs and strengthen the rule of law. Family, the cartel has been moving drugs through the border for decades. There is no illicit rule of law for them. They run Mexico. But this is where all the money's going. $81 million for the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. And $53.8 million for Venezuela, mostly to support democratic actors and civil society organizations. Well, people love to ask, well, why did Trump go into Venezuela? Why? That's not our business. We need to stay out of those people's business. But yet, we're giving money to Venezuela to support democratic actors. Oh, and family, this is straight from congress.gov. So can't nobody say that I'm not reading directly from the source. Shout out to our sister Nene in the building. Thank you for being here, my sister Queen. And thank you for this comment. This is a money laundering organization at this point, and you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Let me get into some of these super chats before we continue, family. Let me give a B1 salute and a shalom to Jake Time. Thank you very much for your Cash App donation, super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family, as well as David Boyd in the building. Shout out to you, my warrior brother, and thank you for your super chat as well. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions as well, family. Let me also give a B1 salute to our sister Darlene Chestnut. Much love to you, my sister, and thank you for your super chat, your super sticker. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior sister. As well as Crystal Watson, much love to you, and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior sister. No tangibles, no vote. It is that simple. People think that we're just out here leading people into a dark hole. No, because all the tangibles are going everywhere else. We're owed this, but they're giving what we're owed to everyone else. So yes, if you're not bringing us anything that's tangible, you can turn your little crooked wig wearing ass around and walk right back out the front door. Shout out to you for that comment. Much love to our sister Sean C in the building, my LA sister. Shout out to you, Cali Bound, Cali Bound. Much love to you. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior sister. I believe these politicians funnel money through NGOs and international security relief funding scams, amongst other things, to secure their bag and line their own pockets. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. That's why they try to make it seem like it's imperative these things need to be done when they really don't make any sense. Like the whole USAID situation and all the money they were giving out. Transgender frogs. What kind of crap? Things that nobody with common sense would say, hey, yes, we need that to go, the funding to go there. Shout out to you, my warrior sister, and thank you once again. Shout out to our sister, I am Kiera. Much love to you, and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my sister church. I appreciate what you do for our people. Don't spend it all in one place. Much love to you, my warrior sister. Shout out to you. I'm going to go shop at 3 different Dollar Trees. No. Shout out to our sister Yo Queenin in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for your super chat as well. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior sister, as well as our good brother Christopher Ellis, my brother. Thank you. Much love to you, and salute for being a member for 12 months strong. Much love to you, my warrior brother, and thank you for all your contributions and everything that you do as well, my warrior brother. And let me also give a B1 salute to our sister Kim Brown in the building. Shout out to you, and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always as well. Yes. All right. Yes, Miss DC. Yes, ain't nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree. I know, ain't nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree. She says, don't spend it all in one place. I don't want to spend it all in one place, so I got to go to 3 different Dollar Trees You know what I'm saying? And I can go there, give me some alcohol, you know, because I always use rubbing alcohol here in this house, especially if you have any type of insect problems, like different mosquitoes, flies, things like that, tree roaches or anything like that. You can use alcohol, pour some alcohol, some vinegar, and peppermint oil into a bottle and spray whatever it is, and it keeps them away. So I'm always buying alcohol because of it. So yeah, I'll go to one Dollar Tree to get 2 bottles of alcohol. Then I go to the next Dollar Tree to get 2 more bottles. You know, shout out to you, and shout out to Kim Brown once again. Much love to you for your super chat once again. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you do as well. Hey, the Dollar Trees are the business. Hey, you got to be resourceful out here. You ain't never heard of a tree roach, man? Out in Texas, they got these big old brown freaking, if you think roaches in California or anywhere else is big, come to Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. God dang it, the damn roach is damn near 2 to 3 inches. And they fly. They fly, for God's sakes. God dang, they just fall off the trees on you. You got to be careful out in Texas. But anyway, let's get back into it. So, the priorities account for nearly 75% of the total foreign assistance funding that the administration requested for Latin America and the Caribbean in fiscal year 2025. As I state, family, who the hell is repping you? Now, I'm going to go to this next clip here. And I usually don't do this, but I got to give credit where credit is due. I got to give a shout out to Dan Calloway. I got to do it. I know. However, a broken clock is right twice a day. And I can't take nothing away from him when it comes to this particular clip. Let's go here, family.
The Black Caucus had 13 founding members. The Black Caucus been around since 1971. If it's anybody that you want to get mad at, it should be them. Because since 1971, 2026, that's 55 years. Since 1971, 55 years. Name one thing the Congressional Black Caucus did for so-called Black Americans. Name one. And that's even when DEI or affirmative action and then DEI came through. They ain't do a thing. Not, oh, they gave a speech. Not, oh, they took a photo. They hosted a conference. Or they created some symbolic resolution that they wanted you to support. No, I'm asking, what did they change in favor of the so-called Black American families? What exactly did they do? Now, some of them, okay, let's say, for example, 1 or 2 of them got some laws passed or got an act passed, some type of bill. They spoke about an issue. They marched and spoke at a podium. They shook the president's hand. I'm talking about, what did they do that played in effect as, or can be considered as a measurable benefit for our people as a collective? What about land protection? Anything, name it. How about that anti-deed theft? How the Jews pulling up talking about something? Oh, they found the loophole in the deeds and they able to grab people's deeds from right up under them. How about that one? Deed theft is still legal. And that's what the Black Caucus in Congress. Y'all peeping game? We could go back to the COVID situation. A lot of people, especially our people, lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost their families, lost their family members. Black Caucus was in Congress. DEI was at play. Affirmative action was already in there. What's the excuse? And I always said that those folks that's in Congress right now that claim that they represent us need to be held responsible. Because to be honest, they've been in there for so long now. What have they done? Where is their progress report? Why are we not holding them accountable? We just, oh yeah, they got in there. And then what? They need to be going off of what we say, the rules and regulations that we set, what we want done, and how we want to be represented in this country in the political sense. We not one time came to them like that out of 55 years of their existence. So what are they there for? It's not for us. It's always been for the benefit of foreigners. And that goes for any politician that share the same skin complexion as you and I. I told you this government's history has always been on the welfare of immigrants. That's all they're about. You're going to learn.
All right. Like I said, I usually don't play any Dan Calloway clips because I don't typically agree with Dan Calloway, but I got to give him his credit right there. I got to give him his credit. I can tip my hat when it needs to be tipped. because he ain't said nothing that wasn't a lie. I mean, that wasn't true. Everything that he said was factual. There was no lies told there. What has the Congressional Black Caucus done for foundational Black Americans since their existence, since their establishment? And there is nothing that anybody can point to besides saying, well, they get scholarships for Black students, and then those scholarships go to Caribbeans and god dang Africans. Well, you know, they fight for Medicare, and that's for everybody. There is nothing you can tell me that they specifically does to benefit foundational Black Americans. Shout out to our brother Christopher Ellis. He says Dan Calloway looking like some kind of rough, but no lies told here. Absolutely. What did Tariq call him, Dan? Hella gay. Oh man. Dan Calloway must not have been told we are no longer in quarantine. 52 members of the Congressional Black Caucus are immigrants, and you are absolutely damn correct. Absolutely correct. Shout out to Hawthor Ma'at in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Now, let's get into the next. Dad, hella gay. Family, these are the same people, and not just on the political level, on the street level too. This is why people are calling out tethers. This is why people are out here saying that these people don't speak for us, because in the very same way that in the streets, these folks ain't thinking about foundational Black Americans unless they're against them. It's the same thing that they're doing in politics. It's the same thing that the Congressional Black Talkers are doing. Y'all seen this clip of the Belizean dude who was sitting with, I think it's No Jumper. I don't watch the show with Whack 100 on it. I don't watch any of these goddamn people, to be honest with you. But I saw this clip, and it was quite interesting to me that the person said what he said, and it just reminded me of the Congressional Black Caucus. Shout out to our good brother Cool Keezy in the building. Not the hell Dan Helligate gonna have his followers saying, I'm looking at you cold now. Oh Jesus. Shout out to my brother Cool Keezy, man. This man. But I want to show you this because this is the mindset of even the people in the Congressional Black Caucus. Excuse me.
You know, I see niggas I'm banging on everything. Only people I'm not banging on is white boys and Mexicans. You feel me? They not my.
We appreciate it.
You know,
thank you very much.
It's regular that a nigga go, I'm a bang on everything Black that I see. You know, I see niggas I'm.
That's exactly what the Congressional Black Caucus sounds like every freaking time they come out. And they're speaking about everybody else but us. This is basically what they're telling you. I'm going to play it one more time.
Banging on everything. Only people I'm not banging on is white boys and Mexicans. You feel me? They not my.
We appreciate it.
You know,
thank you very much.
It's regular that a nigga go, I'm a bang on everything Black that I see. You know, I see niggas I'm banging on.
This dude is cosplaying a foundational Black American. This dude went and joined the gang, and now instead of banging on people who are coming into the neighborhood that's disrespecting the neighborhood, he's just banging on anybody Black. Totally divorced from the reason why gang banging was actually created. To protect our neighborhoods from incoming forces that the police would not freaking protect us from. Protecting our communities against police brutality. Protecting our community What's the reason we created gangbanging? And these tethers get over here, jump into that culture, and then try to use it against the people who created it. And I don't want to hear nothing from any of these tethers at all, or any immigrant, because we all know that tethers are all immigrants, but not all immigrants are tethers. I don't want to hear from anybody talking about gang banging, black on black crime, because you're quite literally hearing it out of his own damn mouth. This dude is Belizean. And he's talking about perpetuating black on black violence. Don't talk to us about nothing. This is exactly what we mean by when we say these folks don't talk about black on black crime, because 9 times out of the 10, it's not even black on black crime. It is tether on black crime, or goddamn tether on tether crime, to say the least. Now, from that tether to this tether, we got to talk about old Snorlax. Old Snorlax put out a clip. We're going to go through the clip and we're going to break it down. It's imperative to know who's repping you.
There are a lot of black men who are also angry at Democrats because of black girl magic.
Screenshot that sassy ass look that man got on his face. He think he's eating right now. Oh, there's a lot of men mad at the Democratic Party because of black girl magic. These people come up with every excuse except for the ones that we told them.
See, I ain't got a problem saying it. And I've had conversations with many sisters who kept assigning everything to misogyny. And I said, you can't do that. And I'm like, take it from me as a black man. I know the conversations that I have. And so what I've had to say to brothers is, brothers, you're offended by black girl magic. You're offended when people say that black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party. It's also factually correct that black men are the second largest voting bloc of the Democratic Party.
That's right.
And a lot of these brothers are upset because I had a brother who told me, who was running in Texas.
Shout out to Och. Exactly. I bucking no neck jive sucker. One thing he ain't never got to worry about. He ain't got to worry about Tank coming out of nowhere singing about a turtleneck for him, because he ain't going to be able to get into a turtleneck. There is no turtleneck because there is no neck. This man's shirts are made for nothing but head and shoulders. Guaranteed. He ain't got to worry about suffocating in no turtleneck. That turtleneck. Let's continue.
He said, you ain't got no shot in running if you're a black man. You got to be a black woman. And I was like, where did you get that from? And he started explaining to me. And this is what I said to him. And this is the reality, Michael. A lot of these brothers are pissed off that these sisters have organized themselves, have mobilized themselves, are raising money, are doing what they're supposed to do. And then when I look over here, I see a whole bunch of brothers with attitudes and sour faces. And my response to them is, well, why aren't you organizing?
All right, let me stop there for a second, family. Got to stop there for a second. Got to stop there for a second. If you guys aren't noticing what Roland is doing, and this is one of the problems that we have with this man, and this isn't for the advanced class, you already know what he's doing. This is an issue with Roland and the Democratic Party. They're practicing white supremacy by saying what he just said. Because in the system of white supremacy, they will uplift the black woman and downgrade the black man and try to make it seem as if the black woman is better than a black man because she stands for more than a black man does. This is nothing new. They've continuously done that. They've been doing it since slavery. Let's be very clear. Where he's messing up is that foundational black Americans ain't playing that Kimberly Crenshaw game. We're not playing the intersectionality. We're not playing breaking down our wrecking ball. We're not doing any of that. But they're still stuck on the same talking points. So all it does is make them look worse and worse to people who are just now getting introduced to the black grassroots, to the new black media. You can't listen to a Church of Black Power and then turn around and go back and listen to Roland Martin without cringing. You can't listen to a Black Alpha and then go listen to a goddamn Angela Cry podcast without cringing. You can't listen to an Afro Elite, a Toria Reigns, a Vicky Dillard, our sister Lisa Cabrera. You can't listen to any one of us and then go back and listen to any one of these bootlicks without hearing the fallacies there. And this is true for Beatzilla. This is true for Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, the Professor Black Truth, Black Truth United, our brother Breeze Omega, Jesse Perry. You cannot go and listen to the new black media and then go back to the old dead media and think that it's, yeah, I can listen to him for an hour or two. No, it's going to irritate you to the core. That's another problem they have with the black grassroots. That's another problem that they have with you. Exactly, my sister. Once you awake, you're up. It's just like being asleep in the bed. It might take some time to get you awake. Might take some time to get you up for school. But if I walk into the room and you all tuckered out and I'm shaking you and you ain't trying to wake up, I'm giving you little tiny slaps in the face. Hey, gotta wake up. It's time for school. It's time for school. And you still don't want to get up? Sometimes it takes for a person to come in the room with a glass of water and toss it into your face. I bet you wake up then. And not only will you wake up, you're going to wake up and stay up. Let's get it. Trust me when I say these folks are going to figure it out.
And I've said, listen, I got no problem. I've said to Khalil, bruh, win with black men. Yes, we had that great call the day after Kamala, Joe dropped out. I said, but the meetings have to continue. Black women, the reason win with black women is so potent today is because they started as the purpose was to get the nomination for Kamala Harris. They achieved their goal in 2024. Then they said, well, let's keep going. In 2020, they said, well, let's keep going. And the problem that I see with black men, and Michael, I've told this to many black men, stop bitching that sisters have organized and mobilized and you got to do it yourself.
You ain't saying nothing like that to black men. Shut your lying self up. Roland Martin got me blocked, got Black Alpha blocked, Jamal Green blocked, Tariq Nasheed blocked. This man blocks black men. He blocks us. So you think this man is out there telling black men to stop bitching? Roland, black men don't bitch. We tell you what it is and we tell you what it's going to be. Your sassy ass be out here bitching. You're bitching right now. Exactly, my sister. This man is the king of block. And I guess that's very, apropos because this man got a black head. He got a black head, a black body, no neck. I mean, it's the nature of the beast, I guess. 'Twas the nature of the beast. But let's let him continue.
And if we really want to be honest, Michael, and I'm about to step on some serious toes, the reason many of these brothers don't want to organize and mobilize, because historically, when it came to organizing and mobilizing, it was the sisters who were doing the planning.
Nigga, please.
You're not just going to cut out black men out of our story as well. Was there some sisters planning some of those events and historical? Yeah, they were there in the planning process, but guess who else was there? Black men. You tire-faced bastard. Roland has a face that belongs in a Adventure Time cartoon. I want to show you. Let me do this. Let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. You see how big this man's face is and how big his head is and how tiny his face is? That's a cartoon character for you. That is a cartoon character for you. And every time this man thinks he says something of profoundness, he lifts up his head to show his other 14 chins. Oh, man. Yeah, we're not doing no intersectionality on this side. That's why y'all lost to begin with the last time. Well, actually, no. You lost because you wouldn't bring us policy. But that's another reason why you guys lost in 2024. Obama coming out trying to call black men misogynistic. Are you smoking dope? You're all smoking the smack that man Al Sharpton used to. And used to sell, by the way. Keys is a Lord of the Chins. Oh, let's let him continue.
I'm just going to call it what it is.
Roland, I can't, listen, I won't disagree with you. I would tell you that some of my biggest mentors and some of my folks that I revere in this game are black women. I can go from Shavonda Sumter. I can go to Judith Finellis. I can go on and on. I mean, the names that can speak ad nauseum. Regina Thomas, my mother, Kelly Ledette.
Oh, dear God, no. Please don't go to his iPad. Please do not go to his iPad.
Look at the civil rights movement. They were the ones who were really organizing. They were writing the letters. They were, providing a place and, providing a place to stay. They were making the food. They were really, they're the pillars in the black church, right? And so we often, we look at that and we do get upset. The reality is, brothers have not put our egos to the side. And I am not ashamed to say, in particular, where black men vote, some of the backbone and a lot of our brass comes from black women that work alongside us and black women that work internally with us. So I'm not ashamed to say that they do an amazing job. And it's not to say that we can't recruit brothers to do that. I will say this, Roland. There is a gap, at least that I've seen in the last 12 to 14 years. There is a gap from, I would say, black women operatives to black male operatives. I remember in 2014 when I was a field director for Congressman Esty in CT5. I sat in a room. We had a GOTV training for all the frontline races. There were about 64 frontline races that year. We were trying to retain the House. And Roland, I was one of 2 black men in that room. One of 5 black folk in that room.
Because black men said, excuse me, hey, we need tangibles over here. And they said, oh, y'all being misogynistic and push the black man out. It is the fairy dusters that they're letting into these conversations, such as yourself, Mr. Salmon Suit, Mr. Easter Suit, Mr. I want to be on my best Steve Harvey Suit. Why would we listen to the fairy dusters about masculinity at all. You look like you got an iPad somewhere close to you as well, sir.
So that also goes to the structural, and that doesn't show up in the autopsy, and that doesn't, and it probably would show up in the autopsy. And that's a whole nother conversation how certain parties have alienated Black political principles, and yet that's why they've gone on to do other things.
But here's the deal. But here's the deal. After I'll never forget. After the 2016 election, when Hillary lost, it was a group of Black women. I'll find the article who wrote a letter and demanded a meeting with Tom Perez. I sat there and I said, "That's what you're supposed to do." Guess who did not do that? Black men.
You know why, Roland? Because Black men didn't give a damn about Hillary Clinton. You know the Black women that wrote her a letter that you love to bring up? Those were all sorors. So they were doing what your boule was telling them to do. Just like they always do. The AKAs, the Deltas, that's the majority of your Democratic Party at this time. Is quite literally, excuse me, not your party, but your supporters are quite literally the boule. In the same way the boule got together and tried to earn, what is it? The funding, earn funding for Kamala Harris' campaign, got on a Zoom call. Those were all sorors. In the very same way, you tried to get on a Zoom call to raise money for Kamala, and what ended up happening? People found out that everybody on that panel was your fraternity brothers. You know you didn't fucked up, don't you? You know you didn't fucked up. See, that's why he looking down like that. You said that these women was in support, but you did not mention that the Democratic Party was the battery in the back of those women who were also sorority sisters with Kamala. And many other of the other representatives that's in Congress. Shout out to Nene. The chat is tearing rolling up right now. I'm crying. I love it. I love it. Man, looks like a goddamn Goodyear balloon, not a blimp. Balloon, just a big ass balloon in the air, a weather balloon. He looks like one of those things China sent over here to spy on us. I don't like this man. Oh, Rolanda, continue. He needs Ozempic. Nah, next thing you know, he'll be looking like Al Sharpton. Just unhealthy. He looks unhealthy here. So either way, I guess whatever work floats his boat. God damn it. I mean,
in 2020, I remember it vividly. There were a group of Black men, I was on the text chain, who were trying to do the same thing to send to the DNC.
Now, let's see if he says they were my sorority brothers, my fraternity brothers. I mean, let's see.
After 2020 election, the letter never got sent. I got the text messages. I remember the conversation. And so what I am saying to brothers in Chicago, Houston, in Memphis, in Tallahassee, Miami, in Jackson, in Charlotte, all over, if you want more out of politics, what you can't do is go, ain't nobody talking to me, ain't nobody call me, ain't nobody ask me. What you got to do is align with Women Black Men, your organization, Mondale Robinson's organization or start your own locally. But it ain't going to happen if black men are not organized and mobilized.
We're organized and mobilized by not going to the poll. Roland has a habit of saying we have to do everything under the damn sun to get what we asked for. What illegal had to go through all those steps, Roland? Oh, no, we're not going to just skip over that. What did the illegals have to do to get representation, to get policy, to get funding? Oh, that's right. Not a damn thing just cross the border. Yeah, family, this is the nonsense that they bring to you. We're going to move forward. We're done with, and I shout out to Christopher Ellis. He said jersey that size should be banned. This man is walking around with a fumigation tent on. That's not even a jersey. He had a fumigation tent specially made. That's the tent they put over your house when you got to get rid of rodents. They got to put the fog throughout your house. That's what Roland got on. Oh, man. Shout out to our good brother, Christopher Ellis. Now, I want to get over here to a woman that's running in Tennessee, and her name is London Lamar. I want to go here. We're not going to watch this whole thing because it's almost an hour long, but I want you to hear some of her talking points.
Hello, and thank you for joining us on 24 Plus. I am ABC 24 anchor Pepper Baker. We are profiling the top candidates for Shelby County's 3 congressional districts. Today, we are focused on District 9, which was Tennessee's only Democratic and majority black district until the redistricting legislation passed in the special session, splitting up Shelby County's predominantly black voting power. There are new candidates running for that congressional seat, and one of them is sitting at the table now, and that is Tennessee State Senator London Lamar. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. So a lot has been happening.
A whole lot
I'm
has
sure
been happening.
it's a whirlwind. You announced your campaign kickoff yesterday, but what are you feeling in this moment?
I am excited that we're finally kicking off our campaign to really travel all 15 counties to engage with voters around what our campaign has to offer to this congressional race. I am feeling excited. I'm feeling motivated. I feel like the leadership that I've displayed the last 8 years in the Tennessee General Assembly deserves to have a voice in this process and deserves to be able to really put forth an agenda that's about working people, improving the quality of life of Tennesseans all across the state. And I've been able to do that even as a Democrat in the Tennessee General Assembly. And I want to continue that work in U.S. Congress.
Definitely. We're going to unpack that. Now, one part that you said in your campaign kickoff was that this campaign wasn't even supposed to happen. So, was this a long-term goal of yours, or did you just feel that you needed to answer the call when redistricting happened?
It's a little bit of both. I have always explored the idea of one day being a congressperson. Ever since I worked for Congressman Cohen in his DC and Memphis office and truly learned the legislative process and been in the mix, I knew that policy making on the local, state, and national level was something I truly wanted to do. So this is always something I wanted to explore. I wasn't planning on running against Congressman Cohen, who was at the time still running for his seat. I admire his leadership and everything he's done for Memphis. He's done a great job, right? But
let me put a pause in this real quick. Let me give a B1 salute and shalom to our good brother 13 Mike Travels in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being a member, my warrior brother. Thank you for becoming a member, and welcome to the congregation. Shout out to you. But family, I wanted to mention this woman. She's actually going to be running against Timu Luther King. I can't remember his damn name. Justin Pearson? Justin Pearson. She's running against Timu Luther King.
When they decided to redistrict and I found out that Congressman was not running, I decided to answer the call and step into the race and and really be a candidate that is going to remind Tennesseans what's important. Right now, we are so focused on these hyper-partisan issues that are continuing to divide the nation. I want to be someone that unifies our nation, starting with the 9th Congressional District in Tennessee.
Notice, that's the same thing that Justin Pearson said before he got elected. I want to unify both sides, especially with these redistricting. And notice how the Democrats have to mold their talking points a little bit differently now. They can't just leave out the white constituents. Beforehand, they didn't have to say none of this. They didn't have to do none of this because they had those majority minority locations. But now that the maps are redrawn, now that they have to actually work for their vote, they're trying to make it seem like, well, this isn't just about being black. It's about being just the proper representative for everybody. She's running in Shelby County. For those who don't know, Shelby County, let's go here for a second. We're going to get back over there. Shelby County has a majority black population, with foundational Black Americans making up approximately 52% of the residents. 52% of the residents. 52% of the residents. This is followed by white residents at roughly 32.34% and a growing Hispanic/Latino community making up a 9%. Do you think any one of these people, whether London Lamar or Justin Pearson, do you think they're going to bring black policy? Their residents is 52%. A lot of these other Democrats saying, well, contrary to popular belief, we don't have that many black people in our district. So, I got to work for other people. I've been voted into office by white people. %52%, and they still ain't speaking about black policies. They say it's unpopular to talk about black policies because they might lose the vote. You got 52% of the residents there who are black, outnumbering everybody else there. Hey, Jones. Oh, you and me both. I feel the spirit of Jasmine Crockpot on her. Let's continue, shall we?
The 9th Congressional District starts in my Senate district in the Shelby part. So almost all of my Senate district is in the Shelby part of the new 9th Congressional, and then extends out to rural and suburban Tennessee areas. And when I think about what I've advocated for in the Tennessee General Assembly, which is healthcare, public education, affordability, opportunities to allow all classes of people to move forward.
Well, when you ask, well, what have you done? At least she just lists off all the things she's done. And it's nothing for foundational Black Americans. She says she works for all communities. Well, since you work for all communities, you don't need Black people support then, right? Okay.
I think that is what's missing in Washington, D.C. is someone who's grounded in people and improving their quality of life, not focus on dividing our country. We're divided enough. It's time that we unify.
Okay, yeah, that's a strong message. And again, you kind of ran through some of my questions here, but that's great. We're going to touch on that particularly. We have a clip we're going to play of Cohen endorsing you, so that's a big deal. But I do want to hear first, we pulled a little bit from your campaign kickoff that I thought really stood out and was impactful. So let's take a listen. Okay, we're going to wait on that in just a moment. So we have that ready, but in a moment. So we got into the why you're running for Congress, but you're the youngest woman and youngest African American elected to the Tennessee State Senate.
Yes.
And you were formerly, before that, a Tennessee State rep.
Yes, ma'am.
How And you touched on it, but how is that experience?
Oh, Darlene, you got ahead of me. Spoiler alert, she hasn't said nothing about Chud. Nor has Justin Pearson. And it's happening in their state. And it's happening in their state. She represents she's trying to represent a majority black district, but she has not mentioned not one thing about Chud the Bussy, Mr. Daisy the Bendover, Mr. Bendover and Peggett. And since you jumped in front of me, I don't even need to continue the rest of this damn interview. I was just going to play just enough so you can hear the things she talked about, so you can hear what she doesn't talk about. And that's exactly what she's not talking about. Black people, anti-black racists like Chud the Bussy, intangibles. She's speaking about all communities. She's speaking about everybody being represented by her. And whoever said that she was in a Kill Bill pantsuit, that is diabolical. That was diabolical. But family, I got to ask the question again. Who's repping you? I got to do it in the tone of the Jackson 5. Who's repping you? I wonder who's repping you. Because we ain't seeing none. We're not seeing any representatives. Kelly Goodman said, I can't unsee it now. Family, out of all people who come crawling back, because you know they always do, the Democrats are trying to crawl back because Foundation of Black Americans has been holding it down. We've been holding it down. We've been holding it steady. We've been making sure people know that if you don't bring us tangibles, the answer is going to be no. So guess who come crawling back? Guess who's out there saying we all need to stick together and hold these politicians accountable to get reparations for Foundation of Black Americans? I'll give you a hint, family. I'll give you a hint. He is known for being a lizard. He is known for pushing ratchetness and debauchery. He was talking shit on FBA left and right and left every chance he got. One of Kamala's biggest supporters, who decided to run ding, 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 ding. Lizard Luke. You know, the guy who's out there saying we should put our money together to buy Spirit Airlines. Let's go here.
Why we can't own some shit? Why? Now, whatever you want to call it, the Black collectives own Spirit Airlines. Pull the money together. We're $1 trillion business here in the United States of America, but we don't own nothing. We own nothing. Why don't Jamaicans?
First and foremost,
we own any of their beaches. Like, how come Jamaicans don't own any private beaches, and why they crying about they can't visit beaches that they could have when they was children?
Beaches across the country, we have less than 1% of access. My childhood beach, I can no longer go on it. because that was sold off.
They're crying about it. Like, I can't even go to my childhood beach because it's privately owned. And the reason why I'm bringing up Jamaicans because Luke is a Jamaican. Why are you not helping your people own any beaches in Jamaica? And this man made money off being worse than Sexy Red. Yeah, before there was a Sexy Red, there was a Luke, 2 Live Crew. They were completely ratchet. And this was in the 90s. But yeah, why Jamaicans don't own none of their beaches or any major businesses in Jamaica? I'm talking about the melanated Jamaicans that look like Luke. Help your peoples, man. Help your peoples, man.
Top 10 biggest black-owned companies in USA. Part 1. Number 10.
Shout out to Donnie on time. Help your people, man. You blood clot. Help your people, man. You're acting like a Yankee. All right. So I want to get into some of the things Tether Luke has been saying. Let's go here. Oh, this after. I forget the name of the white woman who's running in the district. I spoke about it in the last broadcast. Amy Schwartz, Amanda Schwartz or something like that. Anyway, he's talking like this after the redistricting maps and things like that. So now he's getting humbled. Yeah, Debbie, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie is her name. Debbie Schwartz. Thank you. Thank you, my sister. Debbie Wisserman Schwartz, or whatever. All right. Looking like he smelled like Newport's weed in the back of a strip club. Oh, man. Shout out to AO for that. Let's hear what he has to say now that he knows he needs help.
This moment in time, we need to make a decision as African Americans.
We? We.
What do you mean? We need to make a decision as African Americans. You are not African American. You are Jamaican. What are you talking about? What is this we stuff? What is this as African Americans? This is why FBA has moved in the way we have moved. Why we continue to move in the way we move. Because if we don't say what it is, these folks will sit here and try to put on the African American jacket, will try to put on the Black American jacket, will try to put on, oh, I'm in America too, so I'm a Black American nonsense. While fighting against us. This man has been fighting against us since he found out about foundational Black Americans. But now we have to decide as African Americans, you're not a part of our bloodline. You have no tie to this soil. For all the people to say, well, I understand the delineation situation, but why do you need to stop calling yourself African Americans? I mean, everybody knows who are African Americans, yeah, and then people come over here and do stuff like this. So now foundational Black American is what it is. American freedman is what it is, and that's what it's going to be moving forward. To put a stop to crap like this.
To stand up against the oppressor. We need to war with our minds because we're the only people in this country that pulled ourselves up from the bootstraps. Everybody else want to.
We? We.
What the hell you mean? We're the only people who pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps. You wasn't even here, Luke. all of a sudden, Lizard Tether Luke is proficient in the French dialect. All of a sudden, he is proficient in the French language. There has never been a we, Luke. Not one that includes you.
Talk about what happened to them and their forefathers. Well, what happened to us that you just overturned in 1965 when we got our shit?
We? We.
When who got our shit, Luke? You wasn't even here. See, Luke is over here pulling a Joy and Reed, a joyless Reed. We are. All y'all missing is the last part, which is VR. Then you can say we are VR. And then you can go out there and run into the streets and act like fake Power Rangers. But these people have become French-speaking pirates, ladies and gentlemen. These people have become French-speaking pirates all of a sudden. Oui. Arg.
If that ain't a clear message as to the direction it's going for your kids and our kids and my kids, this is where we're at this moment in time.
I want to go here, family.
In this moment, right now, Black people need to come together. We need to make a decision.
Nigga, please.
We? We.
Foundational Black Americans have come together, and we have already decided who we are and who we're not messing with. And you're one of those people, Luke. You're one of those people. A Democratic shield who's not offering a policy for foundational Black Americans. You remember, you want to make sure that you can protect Haitians. That was your reason for running. You said that you needed to protect Haitians. So don't talk about we need to decide who we're rocking with and who we're not. We've already decided, and you have been excommunicated.
We need to call out. I'm going to say it right on this show here. Every African-American politician, I don't care where you at, whether you're in Washington, whether you're in whatever part, you need to right now denounce what Debbie Wasserman Schultz is doing.
Notice, you need to denounce what Debbie Wasserman Schultz is doing, not denounce the anti-Black hate in the country, not denounce the way the government has been benign and neglecting foundational Black Americans, not denounce the way that we've been targeted by every administration, whether being Republican or Democrat, not denounce the fact that both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have been gerrymandering us, have been freaking gentrifying us out of our communities, allowing illegals in to lower the damn wage rates and all of this other stuff. None of that. Just what Debbie is doing. Denounce what Debbie is doing. So it's all about, once again, their jobs and the position they aspire to be in.
And you need to come hard. And us as African Americans, Black Americans in this country, we need to do a checklist as to who
We
is standing with us and who ain't standing with us in this moment.
We've already done that. And you're on the opposite side of the line. We know who's rocking with foundational Black Americans. Nobody. And that's why everybody's on the other side of that damn line, including you, Joyless Reed, Rolanda Martin, and everybody else, D.L. Hughley. All of you are on the opposite side. So I want to pull this down here, and I'm going to read this. This is from his X account. Reparations for African Americans. Notice what he's doing here. I want you to see exactly the play. Reparations for African Americans remain unaddressed, while other groups seemingly receive them. Where are the bills and the actions from our representatives? It's time to demand accountability for foundational Black Americans. No, 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 no. No, 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 Luke. No, 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 Luke. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You see, family, when he mentions reparations, he mentions African Americans. But when he talk about demanding accountability, what is he saying for foundational Black Americans? So reparations for African Americans, but demanding accountability for foundational Black Americans. How the hell does that work? And that was not a mistake. He quite literally did that on purpose. The fight for reparations isn't for African Americans. It's for foundational Black Americans. If you could put it here, you could put it here. They think they're playing a smart game and they're stupider than the most. This is what he had to say just a little while ago, just in 2025.
Trump ain't fucking with y'all. And then another day later, what Trump said, shit, all them Black people, I vote with the Black people, they voted for me. Yeah, Trump got 17% of black men voting for him. Trump know he can't erase Black people in this country. Trump and Bannon and all the rest of them know that their only success with Black people is to try and divide us and conquer us. That's why they got these fake ass FBA dudes running around on social media. But even them Black folks who did vote for Trump, they realized it too. They got screwed because they thought it was going to get a check. They thought there was going to be opportunity. They thought there was going to be some better living under Trump. No, Trump just said, I ain't fucking with y'all because you can't fuck with Black people. They can't fuck with Black people because we deep in the military. Trump ain't fucking with y'all. And then
this man has consistently disrespected foundational Black Americans. Let's go here. Why us Florida Black people are different from you, Tariq Nasheed, FBAs. In sports, they always say why those brothers from Miami talk so much stuff, so much swag, never been enslaved in the brain. Luke, you were Johnny come lately. But let's continue. Number one, Florida wasn't born in English slavery culture. Florida doesn't have anything to do with you, Luke. Now watch what he says. Most of the Deep South was shaped by English plantation slavery, obedience, hierarchy. Know your place. Florida wasn't. Under Spain, black people could escape slavery, own land, marry, carry weapons, fight for territory. That changed DNA. The Spanish literally created Fort Moses in 1738, the first free black town in what is now the United States. What does that have to do with you, Luke? Not a damn thing. Freedom wasn't a rumor in Florida. It was policy. Black plus Seminole don't bow. You don't have nothing to do with blacks or Seminoles, because Seminoles are black. You have no tie, no relation, no reason to speak on the Seminoles. Escaped Africans, a misnomer, because god dang it, like I said, that's bullcrap. Escaped Africans didn't just hide, they joined the Seminoles. No. They became black Seminoles. They fought Europeans. They refused to return escaped people. They lived armed, trained, and autonomous. The U.S. fight 3 Seminole wars largely because Florida blacks and Seminoles would not fall in line. That resistance culture never left. Dummy, you have no tie to that culture. Exactly. Shout out to Hero for Hire. Weaves and lies everywhere. Everywhere. This is why they can't stand with a Black Alpha. This is why they can't stand with a Church of Black Power. Why they can't stand with a Jason Black, with a Tariq Nasheed, with a goddamn Torian Reigns, a Kid Gravity, the Beatzilla, or anybody else. This is why they can't stand with us, because everything that they do is a fallacy. Everything they live in the psychoses. They operate outside the realms of reality. Shout out to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Number 3, Florida blacks were never owned minded. Owned minds. Shout out to President Devine for his retort. This is why tethers are so dangerous. Luther is Caribbean, and he's really trying to create a regional beef using a tribalism that Black Americans have never practiced. We have family all throughout the United States of America. All the fighting spirit comes from the same bloodlines. Bloodlines that don't belong to you, Luther. Since you're a Bohemian and Jamaican, tell your own story and leave Black stories alone. Shout out to Dewan B for his retort as well. Florida had slavery, you dummy. Bellevue Plantation was in Miami. This was one of hundreds of plantations established in 1830. Shout out to Black American families. Did this dude really copy paste some ChatGPT stuff? Shout out to Let the Dead Bury the Dead. You're an immigrant, and your history isn't Black American, nor is your DNA. Yeah, this is the guy who's crawling back. Hold on. Rolando posted this. This is a damn lie, and I don't stop kissing MAGA's ass. And this ain't had nothing to do with us. Matter of fact, I'll click it just so you can see. This dude is clearly not foundational Black American. But he was glorifying the fact that the Black Lives Matter plaza was destroyed. And Roland said, this is a damn lie. And you know it. Stop kissing MAGA's ass. Well, here's Uncle Luke, typical FBA working for mass. He meant massa, by the way. Let's go here. No FBA here. And it's some more degenerate crap. Don't care about your island girls. You out here nan-nanning and boo-booing about this, and we don't give a damn about this. We give a damn about policy, and you're talking about this. Let's go here. You're right, Rolanda. Where are you FBAs at now? Your daddy, your savior, said no reparations. I told you, Tommy Dumbville said it, and it came from Trump. This is when all of us was against Ghana going to, god dang, the UN. Well, actually, no, this is 2024. So this is when Trump was asked about reparations. And this is a good question. When every single FBA person endorsed Trump? Notice, no answer, no replies. Let's continue. FBA, don't get on here trying to claim Pope Leo. Oh, the same Pope Leo that's over there trying to work with the Africans to kind of get his slavery role pardoned. Yeah. Screw him. Family, I can go on and on and on with all these, but in the interest of time, because I got to get out of here, I got to be on the road by 9 o'clock. I want to play one last thing. This, we're going to retouch on something this woman said.
It is time for the North to pull up to the South. It is time for New York to pull up to Alabama. It is time for all of us to come to Georgia, to Louisiana, to Tennessee, to Mississippi, and know exactly what they have uncorked.
On my own, here we go.
Hold the hell up. That's not the clip at all. God dang it. All right. Well, there was a part in her speech where she said, when we vote, we know when Black people vote, our schools get funded. When Black people vote, our communities get funded. And my question would be, whose community gets funded when Black people vote? Whose schools get funded when Black people vote? Because we know historically Black schools have been underly funded. Black schools have been underly funded. Historically, Black communities have been historically underfunded. So when she says, when Black people vote, our schools get funding. When Black people vote, our communities get funding. One would have to deduce the community that she's speaking about. It's the Latino community. The tether community, the immigrant population. When Black people go and vote, our political power is then taken and given to everybody else's communities. Our funding is taken from us and given to everybody else's community. I already spoke with you guys about the school funding and how that works. God dang it, they will take funding out of our schools, away from our schools, in order to hire ESL teachers and people to teach Spanish-speaking children how to speak English. So now they're telling you, without knowingly telling you, that they're telling you. So my question once again to all of you is, who's repping you? And they're all working together, family. This is from Congresswoman Stacey Paquette. On Wednesday, I stood with my colleagues from the Congressional Black Caucus, the Caribbean Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus, and the Haitian Caucus, the Haiti Caucus, to demand that people of Haiti be treated humanely. The Caribbean cannot continue to be an afterthought. What about foundational Black Americans? She's able to get with all these different caucuses to benefit people outside of the country. This is how it works when we put them in office. The Congressional Black Caucus, that is mostly immigrants. The Caribbean Caucus, that's all immigrants. The Hispanic Caucus, which are immigrants. The Haitian Caucus, which are immigrants. When you vote, your policy gets taken and given to other communities, and they're showing and they're telling you. This was in 2021. So, family, I asked the question, who's representing you? And now I will answer the question. You're representing you. You are the representative of foundational Black Americans. You are the voice. You are the movement. And because you are representing foundational Black Americans in the way that we need to be represented, all of these people are fearing. They're fearing for their jobs. They're fearing for their livelihood. And let me tell you something, as they should be. If you get put into an office by foundational Black Americans and you ain't doing nothing for foundational Black Americans, you should be afraid. You should be losing your jobs. You should be worried about losing every piece of livelihood that you have. This should be a fear to you. This should be the whole of everything you do when you're in office. You should be thinking about, what will happen if I don't do for foundational Black Americans? Let me go ahead once again. Give a B1 salute to our sister Kim Brown. Much love to you and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions once again, my sister. I'm in a good mood, church and chat. The only immigrant I'm effing with right now is Lana Zul Gold. Okay, I'm just saying, I guess that's what they're good for. I'm with you, my warrior sister. I am with you. And shout out to our sister Steve Terry. I cannot. Are you trying to come up and say something? I can't give you 5 minutes, but I can give you 2 because I got to go. I actually have to be out of here. I have to quite literally be on the road by 9 o'clock in order to make sure I get to where I'm going on time. Shout out to Zavon Scott. But if you would like to come up for a quick second, there is the link there. Shout out to our good brother Zavon Scott. Shields and immigrants love plantation protections. Malcolm said they love that we word. That's absolutely correct. They love to say we. without saying we are going to bring you policy. We are going to bring you funding. But family, with that being said, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, I am proud to have the only real representatives that matter. And you all should be too. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for spending your time with me here. I want to give a B1 salute to each and every one of you who donated, whether by Cash App, Super Chat, PayPal. I'd like to thank each and every one of you in the chat and all those who were not in the chat but who was listening very intuitively. Much love to each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay black, and stay foundational. Right on the buzzer beater. Shout out to our sister C. Terry. Much love to you. Thank you for your Cash App, your Super Chat donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my warrior sister. Safe travels. Much love to you, my sister. I appreciate you. With that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever can't stand us black people, he doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing, us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm out.